Hello everyone. Here we will be discussing the power electronics and instrumentation, that is module 5 of power electronics and instrumentation. Myself Deepashri AP. Here we can see the complete syllabus of module 5 and the highlighted portion will be covered in this video lecture. PLC, that is Programming Logic Controller. Programming Logic Controller (PLC) is a microprocessor based system that uses programmable memory to store instructions and implement functions such as logical sequencing, timing, counting, and arithmetic in order to control machines and processes. So the features of PLCs are, PLC features can be concluded in the following. They are rugged, they can withstand industrial environments such as heat, humidity, and mechanical shocks and vibrations. The interfacing for the input and output is inside the controller. They are easily programmed, and PLC is capable of both logic and PID control. So here we can see that typical PLCs, there are different types of PLCs, there is Siemens, Delta PLC, and different companies, they produce their own PLCs. So here we can see the some of the PLCs. So here we can see the PLC structure. It consists of input circuit, CPU, memory, output circuit, and input relay, internal utility relays, counters, timers, output relays, data storage. Now coming to the in detail, what is input relay? It can also be called as the contact. They are connected in the outside world. They physically exist and receive signals from switches, sensors, etc. Typically, they are not relays but are transistors. So this is about input relay. Now coming to the internal utility relays. They are also another type of contacts. They do not receive signals from the outside world, nor do they physically exist. They are simulated relays and are what enables a PLC to eliminate external relays. There are also some special relays that are dedicated to perform only one task. Some are always on while some are always off. Some are on only once during power on and are typically used for initializing data that was stored. Now counters. These again do not physically exist. They are simulated counters and they can be programmed to count pulses. Typically these counters can be count, down count, or both. Up count as well as down count, both can be done. Since they are simulated, they are limited in their counting speed. Some manufacturers also include high-speed counters that are hardware based. Now coming to the timer. These also do not physically exist. They come in many varieties and increments. The most common type is an on delay type. Others include off delay, and both retentive and non-retentive types. Increment vary from 1 millisecond to 1 second. Output relays. It can be also called as coils. These are connected to the outside world. They exist physically and send on or off signal to the solenoid, lamps, etc. They can be transistor, relay, or triacs depending upon the type selected. Now data storage. Typically these are the registers assigned simply to store the data. They are usually used as temporary storage for math or data. They can also be used to store data in case of power failure. The registers ensure that there is no loss of content owing to disconnection of the power. Some of the specific features suited for the industrial control, that is PLC is the main application of PLC is in the industries. So here we can see some of the specific features: rugged, noise immune equipment, modular plug-in construction allowing easy replacement or addition of the units, standard input-output connections and signal level, easy understood programming language, easy of programming and reprogramming in the plant, capable of communicating with other PLCs, computers and intelligent devices, competitive in both case and space occupied with relay and solid state logic system. Now coming to the relay. What is a relay? A relay is an electromechanical device that consists of two basic components, a relay coil and a relay contact. The relay contact is used to switch a circuit on or off, and the relay coil is used to change the state of the relay contact. The three main types of relays are spring return relay, latching relay and multiple pole relays. Relays are used because they allow electrical isolation between the switching circuit, that is contact, and the control signal circuit, that is coil, by means of electromagnetics. That means relays can be used to connect circuit with different voltages and current level to control equipment like motors and actuators. Relay can also switch multiple circuits with different states at the same time, making them ideal for the logic control circuit in industrial automation. Relay performs three main functions in an electric circuit, allowing the control circuit to switch a load circuit even if the voltages of both circuits are different, able to switch a high current device using a low current electronics control signal. Relay can be wired in the combinations to perform logical operations using a network of electric circuits known as relay logic. A relay is an electromechanical device that consists of two basic components, relay coil, relay contact. A relay coil is essentially copper wire wound around a chunk of iron that is used to produce an electromagnetic field that can attract metal. Think of junkyard crane that is used to pick up scrap metal. It uses the same principle to generate a magnetic field that attracts metal. The relay contact is basically a switch that is used to turn an electric circuit on and off. A relay operation. Here we can see the relay operation with normally open contact. So in this figure we can see that here we have a coil and this one is normally it is open. So when the coil is, if the relay is wired to a normally open contact and the relay is energized, when the contact will change state to open to close. Like when the coil is energized, so it is shown here. When it is energized, it is shown in green. So when the coil is energized, this gets attracted towards the coil, so it becomes normally closed. Now it doesn't have any contact. Here it has contact is closed. So in this case it is open. If the relay is wired to a normally closed contact and the relay is energized, then the contact will change state from closed to open. So in this case just opposite, here it is normally closed contact, so when it is energized it gets open. See, we can see here coil is energized, here contact gets open. So this is normally closed contact and this is open. So here we can see the PLC structure. It consists of input circuit, CPU, memory, output circuit, and input relay, internal utility relays, counters, timers, output relays, data storage. If the relay with changeover contact is wired in a normally closed configuration and the relay is energized when the contact will change state from closed to open. So in the first case, it is just reverse of whatever we discussed in the previous slide. So here it is normally closed contact and this one is the open. So when the relay is energized, it changes from closed to open. So when it is energized, it switches from this point to this. So here we can see. PLC register. PLC register in use can be explained by using the below shown figure. Here we can see the two switches which is in normally open contact and a coil is connected to a battery. And the circuit is using the ladder logic. It is drawn here. The coil circuit will be energized when there is a closed loop between plus and minus. That is, coil will be energized only when it has a closed loop between this plus and minus terminals of the battery. The same circuit can be drawn using ladder diagram. The same circuit can be using in PLC we are using a logic called ladder logic for representing or for programming. A ladder diagram consists of individual rungs. See here we can see this is a rung. It has an individual rungs. Each rung must contain one or more inputs and one or more outputs. So each rung may contain one or more inputs and one or more outputs. So here we can see this is a rung and here we have the input and output. So in this two input, that is switch SW1 and SW2, both are considered as the input and coil is considered as the output. The first instruction on a rung must always be an input instruction and the last instruction on the rung should be always the output. So here we can see that first it should be input and then it should be output in designing a rung. So a ladder logic is of this circuit. It is shown here, shown in this figure. So in figure C, SW1 is physically off. So in this case, SW1 is off. In this case, both are open. Switch SW1 and SW2 both are open. Here SW1 is open, but SW2 is closed. That is physically on. Each symbol or instructions has been given an address. So each symbol, see this has its own address, SW2 has its address and this symbol or the coil has another address. So this address sets aside a certain storage area in the PLC data file so that the status of the instruction can be stored. Most PLC uses 16 slots or bit storage locations. In the example given next slide we can see that two different storage locations of PLC registers are used. In the table of two registers 00 and 05 can be seen in the coming slides. So here we can see what I discussed itself about the circuit as well as the ladder logic. If the relay is wired to a normally close contact and the relay is energized, then the contact will change state from closed to open. So in this case, now here we can see the register, that is 00 and 05 in the above table, and so these are the two registers. So we can see that in this register 00, register 00, bit 00 corresponding to input 0000, that is 0000, bit 0 was a logic 0, and bit 1 corresponding to 0001 was a logic 1. Register 5 shows that bit 0 correspond to register 5 it corresponding to output 0500, it is logic 0, and the logic 0 or 1 indicates whether an instruction is false or true. The PLC will only energize an output when all conditions on the rung are true. Hence, in the above example, SW1 must be logic 1 and SW2 must be logic 0. Then only the output will be true, that is energized. Please refer my blog for the PPTs and notes of VTU study materials. The path for the blog is given in the slide. That is, the blog name is Explore Electronics. And please do subscribe my channel. Press the bell icon for the updates. Thank you. Keep watching.